Ambassador Abdurrahman Fachir, Indonesia's ambassador to Egypt. Egypt was the first country to recognize Indonesia's independence back in 1945, and only 2 years later they established diplomatic relations. In an event in Jakarta commemorating 60 years of relations, the Egyptian ambassador to Indonesia said that relations went on or continued well without any disruptions. Generally speaking, how best would you describe Egyptian-Indonesian political relations over the past 62 years?
I must say that we have a very excellent relations, bilateral relations. So we don't have any problem at all at the political level. The only thing that we might try to strike is the balance of exchange of visit, because all Indonesian presidents, except President Habibie, because he's only less than 1 year, all came and visited Egypt. And every time the president of Indonesia came to Egypt, he or she has invited President Baraka to reciprocate. So that's, I think, the only, we may say, something that we need to pursue.
To strike a balance.
Yes, to strike the balance of exchange of visit.
Ambassador Abdurrahman Fachir, what did change in Egypt's relations with Indonesia since you came here a year and a half ago?
Well, of course, I tried to do some improvement in our relations. As I said, since we don't have any problem in political aspect, so I tried to put more emphasis on other aspects based on our excellent relation. That is, let's say, in economic and commercial relation, for instance. In the 2007, our total export and import are around $254 million. A year later, we have an increase very dramatically, more than 200%. That is $880 million US. That's quite a big increase that I've been surprised with myself. But that is not an automatic increase, but we have done a lot of things to make this improvement. Like, for instance, we try to we participated in every event, fair here in Egypt. In the meantime, we invited Egyptian business people to come to Indonesia to look, to explore possibilities of increasing the commercial as well as trade relations. So I'm glad, but in the meantime, I'm not satisfied yet.
You want more?
I want more, of course. This is in the field of commercial and economic relation. In the meantime, in the social and cultural relation, we have some similarities. That's why. But in the meantime, we have also a unique and let's say in terms of culture, we have some differences. But in the meantime, we have some similarities. So we try to get acquainted to one another. So that's why we sent a lot of cultural troops here. In the meantime, we want to see also Egyptian come to Indonesia.
Tourists, yeah.
Yes, yes, because it's not more Indonesian come to Egypt instead of Egypt coming to Indonesia. That's why we want to improve the image of Indonesia as promote our tourism in Egypt.
Your Excellency, in the past 10 years, Indonesia went through many changes since the fall of President Suharto in 1998. The country was able to establish a strong democratic system in only 10 years. What were the factors that helped establishing this system?
Actually, it's the wish of the people. We have to follow their wish, because the wish of the people are the wish of God. So we, as a religious country, of course, we believe on this. And that's why we try to follow what the people want to do with our country. But the most important thing is that we still intact as one country, despite the fact that in the past it seems that we have some differences, but we still keep Indonesia as one people, one language, and one nation. And at the meantime, we managed to organize after the reform. This is the third time of general election. The last 9th of April, we just held general election for members of parliament. And the next July, we will hold the general election for president. So the election went well, smoothly, and we don't see any problem in working with this election, both Indonesia as well as overseas. Here in the embassy, we have to accommodate like 3,000 people coming to case their food. Oh yeah, so that's quite exercise for us, of course. And we'll anticipate for the next July to have another election for the president.
Ambassador Abdurrahman Fachir, Egypt and Indonesia are keen on holding regular political consultations. Political dialogue is annual, is being held on an annual basis. How fruitful are these discussions or consultations between the two countries, and what areas do they cover?
Yes, it is very instrumental, really, to promote and enhance our relation. That's why the last consultation, bilateral consultation, not only in political and security issues, but also commercial and economic issues, as well as cultural issues. So we try to build, based on our excellent relation in politics, to try to benefit a lot from this in order to work further, to pursue further for our mutually beneficial cooperation.
Well, in light of the recent visit by the U.S. Secretary of State, Mrs. Hillary Clinton, what sort of effect would this visit have on the political Indonesian affairs?
Well, of course, we try to build friendship with all countries, not to mention Egypt as well as the U.S., of course. But we are glad that Indonesia is one of the countries that receive special attention by the U.S. with its new administration. That's why we highly regard this as quite significant progress in our relation with the U.S., but also not only with the U.S., but with other countries also.
Well, so maybe we should consider Hillary Clinton's visit to Indonesia as some sort of a general tendency of the new U.S. administration towards having stronger, better relations with the Islamic countries.
I think there is high hope in many Islamic countries about the new administration and the U.S. So I think we need to at least to pursue and to explore the better possibilities for us to improve our relation. And since President Baraka Obama said himself that U.S. is not in war with the Islamic countries, but I think this is very good indication how his good intention to improve relation with Islamic countries.